What is up, guys? SimWolfHero here again, and we are here with a speed build actually. So I've been gone for a little bit now. I want to say, what has it been? Maybe like a month or so. Yeah, I'm sorry, guys. I recently got a new job. So I work nights primarily. So I go in at work, roughly around roughly around 5 or roughly around 7:30. It just kind of depends, and I work through the nights, so I really haven't had a lot of time. But I wanted to do this speed build for you guys because I had this idea because I was watching this on a day that I came home from work, and I was watching the show, and it's an a late '90s show, early 2000s show. It's one of my favorite shows ever. When I was growing up, it's called Doug. If you guys have ever heard of that, Doug Funny with his friends Skeeter Valentine, Patty Mayonnaise, Beebe Bluff. There's so many different other characters in that show, and it's been one of my favorite shows when I was growing up. But yeah, I had this cheeky little idea of, hey, what would happen if those guys finally grew up and they went to college? So I thought of that idea, and then I was thinking to myself, okay, so why don't we make a dorm for them, or like a little apartment type thing? So that's pretty much what we're doing here. As you guys can already tell from the title above, it is called the Beebe Bluff Apartments, and the reason behind the name is, in the actual cartoons, Beebe Bluff is the rich girl. She, her daddy is pretty much in charge of the town, essentially. They have a mayor and stuff like that, but essentially, Bill Bluff is the guy in charge. He's the richest man in all of Bluffington and all the Tri-State County area, all that good stuff. So the name goes with this Beebe Bluff Apartments. Bill Bluff decided, his daughter's gonna go off to college. She's gonna make something of herself, but where is she gonna stay? So Bill Bluff had this idea of making an apartment specifically for her. And then Beebe Bluff came back and said, I want the apartment to have enough rooms for me and a couple friends. Okay, so that's what happened, and this is where the idea came from. I was toying with this idea for about a week, actually, and finally came around to it. It's really cool. I really like how it's turning out right now. I'm still in the process of finishing it, so if you guys have any sort of ideas or anything you think would be really cool to be instituted in this, I should say, don't be afraid to leave a comment down below, and I will try and get it in there. I mean, if it's something good, I will definitely do it. So you can see now, as we're working on the house, I'm sorry that I had to talk over it a lot, but the house took shape really, really nicely. It has that nice foundation, it has a couple of columns right in the middle, which I love. I haven't actually ever used that 3-column, but I wanted to. Yeah, so as you can see right here, I'm actually adding like a little bit of fencing up top. I'm gonna open that section right there up that I just opened, so we can let a little bit more light in. And I know, like, a lot of places have this, especially nowadays, like more modern dorm buildings have this sort of kind of openness about them. So I tried to incorporate that as much as I could. Honestly, I know I'm still working on it, but if I had money, I would totally live here. Totally live here. It is called the Beebe Bluff Apartments, though. However, you can go ahead and download it, and you can, oops, sorry about that. You can also use it as a regular dorm building in the university town. You just gotta remember to set it as a dormitory, or you can even set it as a sorority, or you can do it as a fraternity, whatever. But it's really, really cool. I really like how it turned out. We're working on the back now, so just have this little outjutting foundation. I kept with the concept of these kind of open areas where I would be able to either put a balcony or more windows. I threw around the balcony idea for a little bit, but then I said windows is going to look a lot better. So at the end, we do end up adding windows to all this. It looks really, really cool, guys. I really like it. You guys will probably see in like a little bit the colors that I add and all the design concepts that go into it. For me, when I'm building in The Sims, I jump around a lot. So I'm sorry if you guys are getting like a massive headache from me jumping around a lot. It's just kind of how I build. You know, I don't like staying stuck on one specific thing. So, you know, you might see me start with windows for a little bit, and you may see me put some wallpaper on, and I go back to adding some sort of building in there and all this other stuff. So, you know, that's kind of my reasoning behind it. But hopefully you guys don't get too lost, and if I do, I apologize. You know, this is kind of the only way I know how to do it. It's just how I am, how I do. So yeah, we're still continuing with the windows. We're trying to fill in all the gaps right here. I really like how it looks. I like those windows. I believe those windows are actually some base game windows. So they were completely well in this house. The only up to this moment right now, the only expansion pack that you would really need is Into the Future, just because we have the tubes going down into the basement. I fiddled around with that, and that's why there was that little jump at the beginning. I fiddled around with that for a while, actually. I was trying to get that to work right with just some elevators or some stairs. For some reason, it wasn't working, so I fiddled around with the idea of tubes, which is totally okay, because, you know, Beebe Bluff has a lot of money, and, you know, he's allowed to do whatever he wants with his money, and, you know, he's building innovative things and all this other stuff. But yeah, so as you can see right now, here we go. I was thinking about trying some sort of wood texture at the beginning, but then I just changed my mind and decided to go with kind of like this this brick layout. I really like how it turns out, so just pick one of the regular bricks. I think it was just a base game brick, something. Yeah, see, I was just fiddling around with a couple of different things. So go back to the masonry. We pop that on there, and we keep kind of that same texture, and then we change the color up a bit. So that's kind of pretty much the two colors that I work with. I use them throughout the house a lot, so I don't know. I like it. Personally, I love it. I think it looks great. Some people may not, but you know, that's why you can download it and you can change it and you can do whatever you want with it. But for now, I really like how it looks. It really looks like some of the buildings that are actually around my town. Like, I know some of the colleges around my town, the dorm buildings are pretty much just brick on the outside, and I think that looks really cool. So I just wanted to incorporate it. You know, it's kind of just one of those modern buildings. I love it. I love it to pieces. Yeah, but I'm just trying to fill in these walls a little bit, just because I'm thinking, it's just too blank. So decided just to fill in with kind of that dark, almost kind of light maroon color, light brownish color on there. I think it looks really good. Don't worry about the styling on the windows or the doors or anything. I know that the windows are, you know, really light, and the door is, you know, white. I go back and I change that later on, so don't you guys worry about that. But yeah, as you can see, I'm still kind of fiddling around with this, and then I take a little bit of time after this and just start looking around the house a little bit, you know, just making sure that I didn't miss anything. As soon as it gets there, I think. But yeah, anyways, I really want to thank you guys for watching this video. We're not done yet. A couple more minutes left. I believe we have maybe, I'm not actually sure. I think we might have like 3 more minutes, something like that. But yeah, I'm still kind of fiddling around with all the tiles. I do end up changing those later on, not in this video, but I will. And then I was thinking, this wall is way too flat. It needs something. So I believe I go 6 in or 9 in. I think I went in 6, and then I did this again, just like I did with the rest of the walls. In actuality, it really looks like just a regular building anywhere in the world, but they're dorms. So what my plan is for this dormitory, while I'm still doing these little cave-in areas right now, I'm planning on actually having only 4 rooms. So I'm planning on having, it's gonna be pretty much just like 1 room on 2 levels. So you're gonna have like your, it's essentially a loft. You know, you're gonna have like your under area, you know, like your big area, and then you're gonna have a ladder leading upstairs to the loft area where your bed is. That's my idea, and I think that's really, really cool. It would be a little finicky, especially if you're working with like university life, because you know you have dorms and there's a set amount of people who can live in that. At least I think so. But like I said, you can fiddle around with that. But that's my plan for right now. And I am planning on using this dorm in my actual university town, whether it may be with, you know, just me playing it, or you never know. I mean, I have been talking about that Let's Play for a little bit, but I kind of want to finish this out first before I tell you about the actual Let's Play that I'm going to be doing with this house, dorm, whatever. Just trying to fix up the tiling on top. Like I said, little finicky today. When I was recording this, I'm sorry, I'm burping here. No, but when I was recording this, it was actually very, very, very slow when I was recording. I'm not sure if it got all of it, but it looks like it actually did, and it looks great. I was kind of worried because when I was actually editing it, it was still going really, really choppy in some sort of places. But again, it might just be my my editing stuff. I still use Windows Media Editor and all that other stuff. You know, I'm still that person that uses Windows Media. But honestly, I think it looks pretty good. To be honest, I really, really like how it's going right now. So as you can see right now, I'm fiddling around with the roof, and I do end up putting some roofs because I feel like I have those columns there. I need to actually, you know, use them. So what we do is we're gonna put on 3 roofs, and then I'm gonna cut some of those walls off at the end. I'm gonna, you know, cave in the roof a little bit more. There's a lot of actual buildings that are like this. I know in an apartment that I used to live in with my mom, I don't know, maybe back when I was like 7, we had this sort of kind of roof to it, and I actually just thought of that. That's actually kind of interesting. But yeah, I really wanted to go with this sort of idea, so I just decided to delete some of those fences that are up on top there, just to make everything, you know, look a little bit better. And I'm still trying to figure a couple things out with that. More about the house. Like I said, I'm thinking about 4 bedrooms, you know, 2 girls, 2 boys, and that's essentially what I'm thinking. I'm gonna have one side, right here where I'm working at right now. I'm thinking about cutting that in half, and essentially having, as soon as you go up the stairs, there's that little landing area, and then you're gonna have 4 doors, 2 on each side, 1 for each room. So they're gonna have ensuite bathrooms essentially. But that's my idea with it, and I think it would be really, really cool. I really want to try this. I really want to get your guys' input into this. If you think it's a good idea, if you think it's a bad idea, or if you have, you know, some sort of suggestion. I really want to hear you guys on this one. But yeah, so essentially 4 rooms, 2 levels per room with an ensuite bathroom and pretty much everything but, you know, cooking and other stuff like that. Essentially, it's just going to be a complete bedroom with all your home amenities except for like kitchen stuff and stuff like that. But I do believe we're actually coming up on the end of the video, so we're just taking a final spin around the house. And we will see. I will see you guys next time in the video, and I will tell you what we're actually going to do with this room. Putting one of these doors on here, and we'll see what happens with that. But anyways, thank you guys so much for watching, and take care. Bye.